This week on the Surveyor Webcast, books and body checks. We'll follow the busy day of a student athlete.
Got to take a full course load just as much as any other student.
A difference that's being noticed. A West Prince company builds trailers from scratch and finds buyers in North America, Europe, and Australia.
Brain injured after an accident when he was 9. Mark McIntosh puts anger and frustration behind him.
Students who are politically active, what are they thinking about the current leadership confusion in PEI politics?
And students who are physically active. We'll look at the early season success of the Holland College men's volleyball team and 2 PEI brothers who are traveling with the National Under-23 men's wheelchair basketball team to an international tournament in Mexico in March.
And international students at UPEI get ready to celebrate their homelands during International Development Week. I'm Anseline McKinnon.
And I'm Jordy Caraher. All this coming up on the Surveyor Webcast.
Sports and school, how well do they mix? We take an in-depth look at just how dedicated a CIS student athlete has to be to succeed in both. UPEI Panthers forward Harrison McKeever let us follow him for a day. Bo Ford has our report.
Student athletes across Canada are often considered a breed of their own, often criticized for being lazy and privileged. Last week, we had the chance to spend the day with UPEI Panthers forward Harrison McKeever as he prepared for a game against the St. FX X-Men.
Hi, I'm Aaron McKeever. It's 9:30 Friday morning, and I'm heading for the pregame skate.
McKeever starts his day off with an optional morning skate with his teammates to begin preparation for the game. One of the benefits of being a student athlete is being part of a tight-knit group, McKeever said.
It's pretty good for that, and maybe help them out with with assignments or studying tips. So yeah, it's pretty helpful environment.
It's 10:53 and we're getting our pregame meal at Maid's.
You ready?
You see no after you go.
After breakfast, it's off to physio with therapist Ralph Manning and his staff at Panther Sport Medicine, who play a big part in keeping Panther athletes in the lineup and in the classroom.
It's really important to take care of your body, and having Ralph and his staff up there nice and close to the rink, it really helps out.
After finishing at physio, he heads off to his 12:30 IT class in the CAS building.
I'm doing a double major. I just decided I'm going to do a major in biology and psychology, but I guess it's a science degree, and I actually finish up there this April. The stereotype of being an athlete should be, shunned as soon as you're a student athlete, because you got to take a full course load just as much as any other student, and the time commitment that you have to balance between sports and academics is challenging. So if anything, it's more, the stereotype should be that they're more responsible and more, diligent, I guess, to be able to balance those two time commitments, and some people excel at both. Thank you.
Is it happy? One sec for your mango.
All right, it's 4:48 at the rink now. Time to get in and get ready to go and play X.
Panthers faced off with the St. FX X-Men, a team only 2 points in front of them in the standings. McKeever finished the game with 1 assist and a +1 rating. The game was all UPEI from the start. The Panthers came out firing, taking a 4-0 lead after the first period. They went on to win the game 8-2, picking up 2 big points, moving to a tie for 3rd place.
Like, the score pretty much tells the story. An 8-2 win at home against a team that we were trying to catch. So we got the win, maybe a little bit more lopsided than we expected, but hey, big win.
Some may call it lazy and privileged, but for Harrison McKeever, it's hard work and dedication. Last season he was named a CIS All-Canadian Academic All-Star, one of several men's hockey Panthers to achieve the honor. Bo Ford, Holland College Surveyor, Charlottetown.
There are other Islanders too, who are succeeding on the playing field through hard work and perseverance, some of whom have had to overcome physical limitations that would discourage many of us, but not Jeremy and Joel Watts. They are part of Team Canada's national under-23 wheelchair basketball team, who will be going to Mexico in March to compete in an international tournament. I caught up with them earlier this week. When it comes to wheelchair basketball, Jeremy and Joel Watts are two of Canada's best young prospects. The 19-year-old twins from Milton were recently named to Canada's national under-23 wheelchair basketball team after spending 5 years in the national team's development system. Both brothers are looking forward to representing their country in international competition.
There's always that possibility of one of us not making the team and one of us being selected. And it wouldn't have been the same if just one of us would have been on the team. So we're pretty excited that we're going to both get a chance to play with each other in the national team.
And we were trying out for the team for two years, almost 2 years. So to know that all your hard work paid off and all the hours in the gym paid off, it was pretty incredible.
The Watts brothers are the first Islanders to ever be named to the national under-23 team. They hope the experience will increase exposure for wheelchair basketball in Atlantic Canada.
We're really trying to grow and promote the sport here on the island, so yeah, we're just trying to get the name out there and get people out to the practices.
The sport's not really well known, so it's great to get us invited to this team and get us selected to get this sport more known in the Maritimes and around Canada.
The Watts brothers are off to Mexico in March for an America's Qualification Tournament. If they're successful, they will then travel to Turkey in September for the World Under-23 Wheelchair Basketball Championships. The brothers were born with cerebral palsy, which can affect brain and nervous system functions. Cerebral palsy is more common among twins. As a result, Jeremy and Joel have had to adapt to overcome daily obstacles.
Walking long distances isn't always that good, but other than that, yeah, learn to adapt, and after a while it's just a daily routine.
Sometimes you have to work harder for, like, just depending what you really want to do. Some things are harder, some things are just normal, so yeah, just need to challenge ourselves to compete at the pace of anything else.
The brothers have received support from Easter Seals along the way, with Joel serving as an Easter Seals ambassador for PEI in 2003.
That was another great experience. Just, it was good. It felt great to actually represent the island again and raise some money for people just like myself. I think we raised quite a bit of money, so anything helps, and it was something that I won't forget.
It impacted me too, because I got to trail with him while he was on the tour, so it was really fun. They treated us really good, and it's great to raise the money for the program.
And what advice do they have to offer others with cerebral palsy?
Well, just do anything you can do anything you put your mind to, so just keep working hard and you can overcome anything.
Just, I'd tell them just to not give up on their goals. I mean, sometimes you have to adapt your goals, but there's always a way of achieving some kind of goal and moving on with your life.
And we want you to meet someone else who's showing a lot of courage. Mark McIntosh was injured in a car accident when he was 9. His brain injury makes it difficult for him to do things most of us take for granted. He told me he can become very discouraged, but he's learning to fight through it.
There's a little man on one side of my brain saying, "Oh, that's all bull crap, don't do it." And then there's another one saying, "Keep going, you're doing great." Well, when I was 9, I was hit by a car going to Cubs. My mother was with me. Mom was hurt too. But it was me who got the brain injury from it. When I was hit, I was thrown in the air through the windshield. And I was in a coma 3 months. And in school, especially high school, they didn't understand me. And I didn't like the special class I was in. I didn't like it at all, but I stuck it out. I always wanted to be a high educated person, like a doctor or a lawyer or something. But I know them dreams will never come true. Or I also want to be a singer, and that dream might come true. My whole left side shakes, buttoning my shirt, for instance, and carrying the coffee. Like simple stuff. It's pretty frustrating. For years, it was so easy for me to give up on stuff. I gave up before I even started something. And I still do that today sometimes. I put myself up for a fall before I even start the thing. That anybody, no matter how old they are, can get a brain injury. Anybody can. And it can happen just like that, eh? But I felt very lost for years over it, eh? Very angry and upset. Not like, I never got over it. How can I get over something like that? I was robbed from my childhood. I've learned to deal with it, yeah. I've learned to look at the positive stuff. If you're having a rotten day today, just think, tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be a better day. I wake up and look forward to every day. I didn't before, but I do now. I have to. I look forward to every day.
Manufacturing is not something we normally associate with rural PEI, but there's a real success story most islanders don't know about in Coleman and West Prince. Trout River Industries produces sophisticated trailers used by the construction industry in Canada, US, Europe, and now Australia. Connor Doucette has that story.
Out past Charlottetown and Summerside, in the rolling hills of rural PEI, is a company making waves in a global market. Since 1999, Trout River Industries has made a name for itself with its custom-designed live feed trailers. A unique conveyor belt design makes it easier to spread gravel and other materials from the trailer, which is in demand not only in the Maritimes, but across the world. They receive the steel and other materials from outside sources, but all the parts are made right there in their own manufacturing shop. Despite being a rural business, this is actually an advantage, said owner Harvey Stewart.
If I was around the bigger centers or Toronto or the other places, I think the biggest problem I'd have is I'd think like them. The whole group here is more of a hands-on type, so they know what it feels like to be unloading a truck or moving one around and that kind of stuff. So they have a good idea and a good feel for it. We send people out in the field a lot just so they can see what's going on.
Trout River Industries also offers much needed work to those living in rural communities, such as Curtis Gallant.
Well, it's just easier, and you know you have work, and you don't have to go looking for it, and you're not drawing on employment all the time. Everybody helps each other out and stuff. Like, it's a great place to work.
Stewart said that bringing success to rural PEI is possible, but will require the change that many are afraid of.
Trying new things, just sticking your neck out, give it a rip and see what happens. But like at the fishing community or the farming community, they're still doing it the exact same way. When I was a kid, I'd go down and sit in the curb of the wharf and the lobsters are throwing up on the curb the exact same way they were when I was a kid. If you don't want to change, you don't want to innovate, why would anything change?
So in the end, while rural PEI goes through its toughest times, it can look at Trout River Industries as a symbol of what perseverance and innovation can bring. I'm Connor Doucette for the Surveyor Online.
It's been quite a week politically on PEI. The Progressive Conservatives have had a very public spat over who should be their leader, while the candidates for the federal Liberal leadership have started to arrive here. Is any of this exciting young voters who have generally ignored provincial and federal politics? Morgan Stride talked to one student who pays close attention to the political scene to find out.
If people get involved in youth politics now, they're the next generation. They're going to take over in years to come. We're starting to rebuild.
Ronnie McPhee is the Vice President of the PEI Young Liberals. He knows Liberals have a lot of work to do federally.
We're starting to rebuild. There's been even with the federal Liberals, they've been on the decline, but they're stepping up, and so are we. Different social media campaigns. We're getting a budget together for coming up in the spring and summer to get more people out, and we want to travel island-wide to get them involved. And our executive is discussing what would be best.
He knows Liberals have much more solid footing provincially speaking. It's even clearer now what with the turmoil in the Progressive Conservative Party on the island.
Step down as the Tory leader. So I think with there's 3 people running for the interim leadership, and there's going to be 2 leaders in the House, as is going to cause confusion. Yeah. It's showing that they're not very organized, and if they can't organize their own party, how can they organize an island?
McPhee says that for now, he'll be following the federal scene with the Liberal Party.
It's all about the leader and the leader that they choose. I can't say that there's been a very strong leader since the Jean Chrétien, and even Paul Martin, he did a lot of good things as well. But getting into Justin Trudeau and Marc Garneau, those are 2 big names that have came to PEI and showed that they do care, and they are some big names outside of politics as well. The Trudeau name is just, it's a household name, and Marc Garneau, he's quite famous for what he's done in the past outside of politics. So that is bringing hype back into the Liberal Party federally.
Holland College sports teams are having a lot of success this winter, including the men's volleyball team, who have now won 4 straight matches to start the new year. Brittany Reed caught up with the team at a practice earlier this week, where they're preparing for a big weekend at home.
The Holland College men's volleyball Hurricanes are glad to be home for a change. Holland College hasn't played on home court since November 30th against the St. Thomas Tommies. This weekend, the Hurricanes will host the University of King's College Blue Devils. Fan support will be important this weekend, said Holland College co-captain Jeremy McKinnon.
It's exciting, actually. We haven't played here since Stu game at the end of the year, so it'll be really fun to see. Hopefully we get some good fan support come out, because it is a big weekend and we're going to need it.
Holland College comes into the weekend on a 4-match winning streak. The Hurricanes coming together as a team is the biggest reason for their recent success, says Holland College's libero Max Arsenault.
I think we've been playing as a team a little more lately. I think we're getting a little closer, knowing each other more, getting used to each other also. I don't know, we're just on a good roll, and we've been positive at practice, and we've been giving it 100%, and it's been paying off so far.
We really had to decide what we were going to do, whether we were going to come together as a team or we were just going to be happy being mid-pack. And the boys came together, and the win streak shows it. We're just playing together, we're scrapping, we're not giving up on balls, we're not letting it hit to the floor, and we're just really playing some good volleyball right now.
Holland College has a chance to get first place in the ACAA by sweeping King's College this weekend. They have played each other twice so far in the season, with each team winning once.
Holland College will be in tough against King's College, who just had an 8-match winning streak end on Sunday.
UKC is a really strong team, and they're currently in first place for a reason. So we have to show up and do what we need to do.
It's just another game. It's not, we can't look past the first game on Saturday, and we're not going to look past for the standings after that. We just got to come, play some good volleyball, get our passes on, get our sets on, execute when we can, and just hope the cards fall.
Taking care of the basics and playing together will be the biggest factors in Holland College's results this weekend.
Well, obviously the ultimate outcome is to win, so hopefully we can just keep our heads on our shoulders and just come out and play some good, solid, basic volleyball. Good passes, good sets, execute when we can, and just watch the play develop. That's all we can do.
For the Surveyor News Hour, I'm Brittany Reed.
The Hurricanes and Blue Devils will play each other twice in less than 24 hours this weekend. Their first game will be at 6 p.m. on February 2nd, and then they will take the court again at 11 a.m. on February 3rd. Both matches will be played at the Center for Community Engagement in Charlottetown.
There are students from over 50 countries that go to UPEI. During the first week in February, they get a chance to talk to Islanders about their culture, food, and opportunities available in their homeland. Alyssa Galland spoke to one student from Holland who's spending this cold winter here on PEI.
Hi, my name is Isabel Weijers. I'm from Holland and I'm 26 years old. Here I have to talk about my school and my country, so that students that actually are regular students from UPI can go to my school or anywhere else in the Netherlands, and they get a more or less of a picture what the country is like, the way we teach classes, how our exams are being held and stuff like that. I will have a big stand for myself because I'm the only one from Holland, and I will have like many students coming by and asking me questions. I'm also making posters with pictures of my country and my school and typical dishes that we serve. Back home I do European studies, which is more or less the same, so it's kind of easy to get along here with the classes, but the way they're taught is completely different. I actually like it much better here because the teachers are much more involved than back home. Well, I've realized that I picked the wrong time of the year. I'm not a fan of snow or cold, but I couldn't come another time, so I'm just like being brave and facing the minus 35 degrees and lots of snow. But as long as the sun is shining, I'm happy, so I can handle the cold and the snow so far.
Thank you to all the people we've been able to meet over the last month to produce the Holland College Surveyor Webcast.
We hope you've enjoyed and been inspired by their stories as much as we have. I'm Jordy Caraher.
I'm Anseline McKinnon. Thank you for watching.